The following program is rated G. It is suitable for all audiences.
Good day everyone, I am Johan David Markinin, your host for today's show. And for today's video, we will be meeting a total of 9 reporters. That includes Mr. Angagaw, Miss Ray, Miss Diaz, Miss Agting, Mr. Galanida, Miss Tabilit, Mr. Omar, Miss Akmat, and Mr. Dilawangan. And they will be going to report the one of the most crucial topic in mathematics, and that is the statistics. Statistics is just a number, but they're more dangerous than words because numbers are associated with math, and math is associated with fact. But facts are something special. Facts are complete and unbiased enough to tell you something relevant to understanding the past or predicting the future. Stay tuned everyone as we start our show entitled The Mind-Blowing Show.
Thank you, Mr. Markinin. To begin with, allow me to introduce myself. I am Almar Salazar Angagaw, and for today, I will be sharing my knowledge about statistics, specifically the measures of central tendency. That includes the mean, median, and mode. Firstly, what is statistics? Statistics is basically the science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting of data. An example of statistics is a report of numbers saying how many followers of each religion there are in a particular country. You get those numbers, or you tabulate those numbers through the use of statistics. Another example is when you tried to get the population in a one country. Let's say there were 100 population in a one country, and you tabulate or you found out that there were 50 boys and 50 girls. And let's say you conduct a survey to know how many of them are employed, and you found out that there were 65 out of 100 are employed. By this, you use statistics. We have two types of statistics known as the descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. When we talk about descriptive statistics, you are basically organizing and summarizing data using numbers and graphs. You can summarize your data using bar graphs, histograms, pie charts, and etc. Also to the use of measures of central tendency, the mean, median, and mode. On the other hand, inferential statistics, we use a sample data or we use a small sample data to make an inference or draw a conclusion of the population. For example, in a country of Philippines, we have 100,000 of population, and let's say how many people in the city like playing basketball. It would be unreasonable if we were going to ask them one by one. It is not logical. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a small sample of the population, let's say 100 person, and we're going to ask them, hey, do you prefer playing basketball or not? And by this, we can draw a conclusion of the population, and that is inferential statistics. We have three types of averages known as arithmetic mean, the median, and the mode. Each of these averages is a measure of central tendency for the numerical data. Okay, let's start with arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. The arithmetic mean of a set of numbers is often referred to as simply the mean. To find the mean for a set of data, find the sum of the data values and divide by the number of data values. So here's the formula for arithmetic mean. X bar is equals to sum of x divided by n. X bar represents as our mean. Sum of x is simply the sum of the data, and n is the number of data. For example, suppose John is a senior at a university. In a few months, he plans to graduate and start a career as a landscape architect. A survey of 5 landscape architects from last year's senior class shows that they received job offers with the following yearly salary: 43,750, 39,500, 38,000, 41,250, and 44,000. For instance, to find the mean of the 5 salaries listed above, John would divide the sum of the salaries by 5, following this formula for mean. Mean is equal to sum of x divided by n. Mean is equal to 43,750 plus 39,500 plus 38,000 plus 41,250 plus 44,000 divided by 5. So saan natin nakuha yung 5? The 5 or the denominator 5 is the total of 5 yearly salary. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we were going to divide it into 5. So the result is equals to 206,500 divided by 5 equals to 41,300. The mean suggests that John can reasonably expect a job offer at a salary of about 41,300, and that is the answer. Another example, 6 friends in a biology class of 20 students receive test grades of 92, 84, 65, 76, 88, and 90. Find the mean of these test scores. The 6 friends are a sample of the population of 20 students. Use X bar to represent the mean. So this is the formula. X bar is equals to the sum of x divided by n is equals to 92 plus 84 plus 65 plus 76 plus 88 plus 90 divided by 6 is equals to 495 divided by 6. So we have our mean is equals to 82.5, and that is our mean, and that is our final answer. Another type of average is the median. Essentially, the median is the middle number or the mean of the 2 middle numbers in a list of numbers that have been arranged in numerical order from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Any list of numbers that is arranged in numerical order from smallest to largest or largest to smallest is what we call the rank list. We have rule to be followed in median. The median of a rank list of a numbers is the middle number if n is odd, the mean of the 2 middle numbers if n is even. For example, find the median of the data in the following list. A 4, 8, 1, 14, 9, 21, and 12. B 46, 23, 92, 89, 77, and 108. Let's solve first the letter A. The list 4, 8, 1, 14, 9, 21, and 12 contains 7 numbers. It means it is odd. The median of a list with an odd number of entries is found by ranking the numbers and finding the middle number. Ranking the numbers from smallest to largest gives 1, 4, 8, 9, 12, 14, and 21. The middle number is 9. Thus, 9 is our median. On the other, okay, so hindi siya ganon kadali. Kung titignan natin, in finding the median, siguro sasabihin nyo madali lang siya kasi yung titignan natin yung middle number lang. Pero may solving talaga yan siya, may formula talaga yan siya on how to get the median. So in letter A, since we're going to solve, A is 1, 4, 8, 9, 12, 14, 21. So we have our values, so we have 7. Diba 7 ang data natin. So it is odd. So kapag odd, ganito yung formula on solving the median kapag odd number. Median is equal to x1 plus n divided by 2. Okay, yung n, ang value niyan is yung total number ng data natin, which is 7. Yung 1, 4, 8, 9, 12, 14, 21, 7. Okay, so median is equal to x1 plus 7 divided by 2. I-add lang natin yung x1 plus 7. So median is equal to x8 divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is magre-result siya into x4. So yung x, pwede natin siyang i-disregard kasi wala naman siyang value. So x4 or yung fourth term. So we were going to go back on our data and we were going to count 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So pang 4 yung 9. So 9 ang ating median. In letter B, the list 46, 23, 92, 89, 77, and 108 contains 6 numbers. The median of a list of data with an even number of entries is found by ranking the numbers and computing the mean of the two middle numbers if it is uneven. Ranking the numbers from smallest to highest gives 23, 46, 77, 89, 92, and 108. The two middle numbers, as you can see, are 77 and 89. The mean of 77 and 89 is 83. Thus, 83 is the median of the data. So how can we get, or how did we get the 83? We're going to look for the mean of the two middle numbers, which is the 77 and 89. So 77 plus 89 divided by 2 and is equals to 83. So 83 is our median. On the other hand, we're going to follow a different formula if yung data natin is even. Okay, as you can see in letter B, we have our datas, which is 23, 46, 77, 89, 92, and 108. So even number siya kasi it consists of 6 numbers. So this is the formula if yung data natin is even number. Median is equal to xn divided by 2 plus xn plus 2 divided by 2. The overall result is divided by 2. Okay, so we're going to solve. So here's the solving. Median is equal to x6. So saan natin nakuha yung 6? Yun yung value, yun yung total value. Yung n kasi nagre-represent siya as a total value of your data, total ng data mo. So you have 6. So x6 divided by 2 plus x6 plus 2 divided by 2. Okay? See dito sa first step, nag-distribute lang tayo ng value ng n. Okay? Huwag kayo mag-confuse kasi nag-distribute lang tayo ng value ng n. Pinalitan lang natin yung n kung ilan lahat yung data natin, which is 6. Okay? So, divided by 2. So, next step, we're going to divide first the x6 divided by 2. Okay? Median is equal to x3 plus x8 divided by 2. Inad natin yung 6 plus 2. So, nag-result siya ng 8 divided by 2. So, median is equal to x3 plus x4. So, yan na. Dinivide natin yung x8 divided by 2. So, x4. So, ito na lang yung natira. x3 plus x4 divided by 2. And so after that, we were going to add the x3 plus x4. So, magre-result siya into median is equal to x7 divided by 2. So, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. But, okay, so 3.5. So, we'll try to find our median. So, 1, 2, 3. So, we cannot locate. Hindi natin mahanap kung nasan yung median dyan. Kasi, yung data natin is even number siya. So, yung dalawang data na nasa gitna, which is 77 and 89, we were going to find the mean of the two middle numbers. Okay? Hanapin natin yung mean ng dalawang number na yan na nasa gitna. So, mean is equal to 77 plus 89 divided by 2. So, we're going to add first the 77 plus 89 is equal to 166 divided by 2. So, 166 divided by 2 is 83. So, 83 ang ating median. Okay? The third type of average is the mode. The mode of a list of numbers is the number that occurs most frequently. So find the mode of the data in the following list. Letter A, 18, 15, 21, 16, 15, 14, 15, 21, and 15. As you can see in letter A, the number that occurs the most is the number 15. It occurs 4 times, so it is our mode. Another example, letter B, 2, 5, 8, 9, 11, 4, 7, and 23. As you can see in here, most of the numbers occurs only once. So we have no mode, if that's the case. Math can also be applied in traveling. For instance, the total round-trip distance from Cotabato to Midsayap is 120 miles. The time spent traveling to your destination was 1 hour, and the time spent on the return trip was 2 hours. The total time for the round trip was 3 hours. So we're going to get the mean on how fast you are by dividing the round trip distance, which is the 120 miles, to the total time spent for the round trip, which is 3 hours. So here's the formula. Average rate is equals to total distance divided by total time. So it is equal to 120 divided by 3 is equals 40 meters per hour. A weighted average, weighted mean, or scaled average is used when we consider some data values to be more important than other values, and so we want them to contribute more to the final average. Usually, ginagamit itong weighted mean or weighted average sa mga survey. Like nung senior high school tayo sa research natin, gumamit tayo ng weighted mean in solving the survey. Many colleges use the 4-point grading system. A is equal to 4, B is equal to 3, C is equal to 2, D is equal to 1, and F is equal to 0. As you can see in your screen, I presented a table indicating the course grade, and course units. So the B is worth 3 points with a weight of 4. The A is worth 4 points with a weight of 3. The D is worth 1 point with a weight of 3. And the C is worth 2 points with a weight of 4. So how can we solve the student's general pointed average? So we need to follow the formula for weighted mean, which is weighted mean is equals to sigma x multiplied by w divided by the total number of weight. We have weighted mean is equal to 3 times 4 plus 4 times 3 plus 1 times 3 plus 2 times 4 divided by 14. So saan natin nakuha ang 14, ang denominator na 14? Ang 14 ay nakuha natin sa the sum of all the weights. Okay, di ba yung weights natin kanina is 4, 3, 3, and 4. So, i-add mo lang yun siya, mag-equal into 14. Is equal to 35 divided by 14. 35 divided by 14 is equal to 2.5. And the student's GPA or general pointed average for the semester is 2.5, and that is the final answer. Did you know that the formula for a weighted mean can be used to find the mean of the data in a frequency distribution? The only change is that the weight are replaced with the frequencies. As you can see on your screen, I presented a table. The numbers in the right-hand column of table are the frequencies f. For the numbers in the first column, the sum of all the frequencies is 40. So here's the formula for getting the frequencies. Mean is equal to the sum of x multiplied by f, which is the frequency, divided by the sum of f. We have mean is equal to the sum of x multiplied by f divided by the sum of f. That is the formula for getting the frequency distribution. So here's the equivalent. Is equal to 0 multiplied by 5 plus 1 times 12 plus 2 multiplied by 14 plus 3 times 3 plus 4 multiplied by 2 plus 5 times 3 plus 6 multiplied by 0 plus 7 multiplied by 1 divided by 40. So saan natin nakuha yung 40? The 40 is the sum of all the frequencies. Okay? I-add lang natin yung frequencies, then ang magre-result ito sa 40. Then here's the result, is equal to 79 divide 40. So saan natin nakuha yung 79? Yung numerator natin, minultiply muna natin, then yung result is in-add. We add the result after multiplying those numbers. Then equal to 79 divide 40 is equal to 1.975. So the mean number of laptop computers per household for the homes in the subdivision is 1.975, and that is the final answer. That's all for my discussion for today. Back to you, Mr. Markinin.
Stay tuned everyone, and we will come back after this commercial break.
Time to beat energy gap. Let's do champ moves like James.
Energy, energy, oh, energy, energy, oh, oh.
Low energy, matamlay. Low focus ka, baka energy gap yan. 4 out of 5 kids have it.
Energize!
Start your day the champion way. Healthy energy, energy gap. Be energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day. With your 3 balanced meals, beat energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day. Get winning energy. Ready for school and play. Be a champ every day. Healthy energy, energy gap. Be energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day. Healthy energy, energy gap. Be energy gap. Drink Milo every day. Milo every day. Get ready as we bring the all-new Milo Champ moves to your school.
Hi, good day. I am Rieko Audias from Group 2. I'm going to discuss the measure of dispersion, its range and variance. Measure of dispersion, a measure of variability of a set of data, is a number that conveys the idea of a spread for the data set. So for us to measure the spread of dispersion of data, we must introduce statistical values known as the range, standard deviation, and variance. Range. Range is the difference between the highest and the lowest values in the set. So here are the 2 examples that can help you easy to find the range in a data set. So as you can see, we have the 3, 8, 10, 3, 2, 5, 7, 9, and 9. So for number 1, we have a data set that is out of order. The first thing we're gonna do is put it in order from least to greatest. That's going to help organize us to make much easier to calculate range once we get to that point. So the first number, the lowest value within that set, is the number 2. And then we have 2 3s and 5, 7, 8, 2 9s, and lastly 10. So now we are ready to calculate range, and we do that by finding the difference between the highest and lowest values in the set. That will give us a range or distance between our highest and lowest number value. So our highest here is a 10 and our lowest is a 2. So 10 minus 2 is equals to 8, and that is our range, 8. So for the number 2, we have the 82, 90, 73, 85, 96, 83, 87,
92 and 90. So just like the steps we do for the number 1, we're going to set it in order. So the first number is 73, 82, 83, 85, 90, 90, 92, and lastly the 96. So as you can see, our greatest here is the 96 and our least is 73. So 96 minus 73 is equals to 23. Our range is 23. Variance is the expectation of the square deviation of a random variable from its population and mean or sample mean. Meaning, it is a measure of how far a set of numbers is spread out from their average value. So now I am going to show you the formula of the variance. So S squared is equals to the sum of all square differences between each data point and the sample mean, represented by the variable x bar divided by n minus 1. We are going to find the variance using this example. S squared is equal to the sum of the square differences between each data point and the sample mean, represented by the variable x bar divided by n minus 1, where n is the size of the sample. So here are the sample data 6, 9, 14, 10, 5, 8, and 11. So first, we're gonna list the data in ascended order. In the next column, I am going to put the difference between each data point and the sample mean, and then the square differences between each data point and the sample mean. So let's set the data in ascended order. So the first number is 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Now, let's calculate the sample mean. The sample mean is basically the average. Is equal to the sum represented by the sigma symbol. The sum of all the data print divided by the number of data point that we have. So let's take the sum of all these number. We're going to add equals to 63. Six 63 divided by how many set of data? 7. So 63 divided by 7 is 9. 9 is our sample mean. So 5 minus 9 or 5 minus the sample mean. So 5 minus 9 is 4, negative 4. 6 minus 9 is negative 3. 8 minus 9 is negative 1. Then 9 minus 9, 0. 10 minus 9, 1. 11 minus 2. 11 minus 9 is 2. Then 14 minus 9 is 5. We're going to multiply it by itself. 4 times 4 is 16. So next 9, 1, 0, 1, 4, and 25. So S squared is equal to the sum of the square differences between each theta point and the sample mean, represented by the variable x bar divided by n minus 1. So S squared. We're going to add it, which is 56. The sum of all differences is 56. Is divided to 7. 7 minus 1. So 56 divided by 6 is equal to 9.3. So that is our variance. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have an idea how to get the range and the variance. So once again, I am Rieko Elias from Group 2.
Good morning po ma'am and good morning everyone. I am Amira S. Agting and the topic that our leader assigned to me is measure of relative position. And I will discuss today is all about Z-score and quartiles. Z-score or standard scores appear frequently in many ways. It turns out that it's a natural question to ask for some value, like how many standard deviations is it from the mean? And the Z-score is the answer to the question. What is Z-score or standard score? A number of standard deviations a value falls above or below the mean. It allows us to compare two different variables from different data sets based on their locations to their means. Remember that if the Z-score is positive, the score is above the mean. And if the Z-score is 0, the score is the same as the mean. And if the Z-score is negative, the score is below the mean. This is the formula for Z-score. Don't be confused if the symbols for formula of population and sample are different because the steps for solving is the same. Sample formula of Z-score: Z is equal to X observed value minus the bar X mean of all score divided by sample standard deviation. And in the population formula of Z-score, Z is equal to X observed value minus M population mean divided by sigma or the population standard deviation. Example number 1. A student have a test of 190. The test has a mean of 150 and a standard deviation of 25. So the formula is Z is equal to open and close parentheses X minus mu divided by standard deviation. So Z is equal to open and close parentheses 190 minus 150 divided by 25. So the answer is Z is equal to 1.6. Therefore, the Z-score tells you how many standard deviations from the mean your score is. In this example, your score is 1.6 standard deviations above the mean. Example number 2. Kim scored of 65 on a calculus test that had a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 10. Kim scored 30 on a history test with a mean of 25 and a standard deviation of 5. So first, let's find the z-score for calculus. So the formula is z is equal to x minus the bar x divided by standard deviation. So z is equal to 65 minus 50 divided by 10. Therefore, z is equal to 1.5 for calculus. And for history, the same as the formula, z is equal to x minus the bar x divided by s standard deviation. So z is equal to 30 minus 25 divided by 5. So the answer is z is equal to 1.0. Since the z-score for calculus is larger, Kim's relative position in the calculus test is higher than her relative position in the history class. So it indicates that Kim scored better in the calculus test than in history test. To conclude, the z-score is particularly important because it tells you not only something about the value itself, but also where the value lies in the distribution. So the next topic that I will discuss that under in measure of relative position is quartiles. Quartiles divide the entire set into 4 equal parts. So there are 3 quartiles, first, second, and third, represented by Q1, Q2, and Q3 respectively. Q2 is the median, since it indicates the position of the item in the list and thus is a positional average. To find quartiles of a group of data, we have to arrange the data in ascending order. Example number 1. Find the quartiles of the following data. Here are the numbers that are arranged in the ascending order and the number of items n is equal to 7. 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 23, 34. So the number of items is equal to 7. So let's find out what are the Q1, Q2, and Q3. First, to get the lower quartile or the Q1, the formula is Q1 is equal to open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 4. So since our number of items is 7, Q1 is equal to open and close parenthesis 7 plus 1 divided by 4 is equal to 2. So let's find out what is the second item in the given ascending order numbers. So the second item is 6. It means the quartile 1 or Q1 is 6. So let's proceed in finding Q2 or the median. So the formula for Q2 is equal to open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 2. So Q2 is equal to 7 number of items plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So let's find out what is the fourth item in the ascending order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So the answer is 8. So it means the median or the Q2 is 8. And for the last, finding the upper quartile or the Q3, the formula is Q3 is equal to 3 open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 4. So Q3 is equal to 3 open and close parenthesis 7 plus 1 divided by 4. So the answer is 6. So let's find out what is the sixth item in this ascending order. So the sixth item is 23. Therefore, the Q3 or upper quartile is 23. Example number 2. Find the first, second, third quartiles of the ages of 10 middle management employees of AST company. The ages are increasing order. So 2, 5, 5, 8, 11, 12, 19, 23, 40, 54. Therefore, the number of items is 10. For Q1, the formula is Q1 is equal to open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 4. Q1 is equal to open and close parenthesis 10 number of items plus 1 divided by 4 is equal to 2.75. So we will round off it and it will become 3. So let's find out what is the third item. So the answer is Q1 is equal to 5. For Q2, the formula is Q2 is equal to open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 2. So Q2 is equal to open and close parenthesis 10 plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 5.5. So first, let's set aside the decimal 0.5 and let's find out the fifth item. So the fifth item is 11. Therefore, we will add the decimal 0.5. So 11 plus 0.5 is equal to 11.5. Therefore, the Q2 or the median is between 11 and 12. For Q3, the formula is Q3 is equal to 3 open and close parenthesis n plus 1 divided by 4. Q3 is equal to 3 open and close parenthesis 10 plus 1 divided by 4 equals to 8.25. So let's find first the 8th item. So the 8th item is 23 and we will add the decimal 0.25, and as the rule of Q3, we need to subtract the next number in 23. So the next number is 40. So 40 minus 23. Therefore, Q3 is equal to 23 plus 0.25 open and close parenthesis 40 minus 23 is equal to 27.25. Therefore, our upper quartile or Q3 is between 23 and 40. Therefore, Q3 is 27.25. To conclude, in statistics, quartiles are the set of values which has 3 points in the last. Dividing the dataset into 4 identical parts, we ordinarily deal with a large amount of numerical data in stats. One of the best applications of quartiles is found in box and whisker plot.
That's all. I hope you learned something, and if you have a question regarding on my topic, just ask me. Thank you and wassalam.
Hi guys, I am Justin Chigalida from the Bachelor of Science in Psychology 1A. So, Almira Agting is my co-reporter. So, measurement and relative position are assigned topic. So, measurement of relative position. The common measurement of relative standing or location are quartile and percentiles. So now we proceed to the percentile. So percentile means each of the 100 equal group into which a population can be divided according to the distribution of values of a particular variable. So now we will do the example to understand this percentile. So now we will solve the problem. Determine the percentile of the top 20, top 15, top 3 in the psychology student out of 500 students. Percentile of top 20 is 480 over 500 times 100. So equal is 96 percentile. So this is the answer. Next is percentile of 465 over divided by 500 times 100. Same with up is equals to 93 percentile. So this is the percentile of top 15 rather. So the last is percentile of top 3. So 462 over 500 times 100 equals to 92.4. So this is the equal of top percentile of top 3. In percentile, all you have to do is to subtract the population according to the values of particular variable. Gets? So now we will proceed to another topic, which is now box and whisker plot. In respective statistic, a box plot or box plot is a method for graphically depicting group or numerical data through their quartiles. For example, they have the given number, which is 4, 6, 12, 7, 8, 13, 12, 11, 9, and 10. So now we will arrange it and find the minimum and the maximum. So this is the true arrangement from the given number. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 4 is the minimum and the 13 is the maximum. Then we will do the next step is to find the second quartile. Why second quartile? Because we will find the median of the given number. 9.5 is our second quartile. So why 9.5? Because 9 plus 10 is equals to 19 divided by 2 is equals to 9.5. So 9.5 is our second quartile. Second is tatanggalin mo yung pinakamaliit na 5. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 and yung pinakamaliliit na iba. To find the first quartile. So now this is the lowest word. Now we will find the median of the first lowest. So 7 is our first quartile. 7 is our first quartile. So now we will go back to the given number. So we will cut down again the highest. So 10, 11, 12, 12 and 13. So now 12 is so now same with the Q1, we will find the third quartile. So third quartile is 12. Then now we will do a level. So this is a level of a given number. So now we will do the box plot. As you can see yung may mga line na dito is yan siya, maximum, then ito ang minimum. As you can see, ito yung nakita nyo to. Q1 is label nasa 7, ang Q2 nasa 9.5, ang Q3 is nasa 12. So yan ang tinatawag na whisper iBox and whisper plot. Lagi mong tatandaan, always choose middle para ma-solve mo tong problem na to, kasi median is ang hinahanap dito.
Stay tuned everyone, and we will come back after this commercial break.
Finger and clover, they go together. Finger and clover, my love affair. Lahat sisimutin, sarap ay uubusin. Lover ng clover, my clover finger.
Simut sarap kasama ang clover.
Normal distribution. My name is Dato Alnur Ryan A. Omar, and I will be discussing to you about this topic. So what is normal distribution? Normal distribution, also known as Gaussian distribution, is a probability distribution that is symmetric about the mean, showing the data near the mean are more frequent in occurrence than data far from the mean. In graph form, normal distribution will appear as bell curve. Frequency distribution and histograms. A frequency distribution table lists down the data values as well as the number of time each value appear in dataset. A histogram is a display that indicates the frequency of specified range of continuous data value on a graph in the form of immediately adjacent bars. We have a situation here to solve. An internet service provider, ISP, has installed new computers. To estimate the new download times its subscribers will experience, the ISP surveyed 1,000 of its subscribers to determine the time required for each subscriber to download a particular file from an internet site. So let's make a table. The download time in seconds, assuming that 0 to 5 seconds, there are 6 subscribers managed to download the file, and in 5 to 10 seconds, there are 17 subscribers, and so on. So this is the result of the complete table. In this portion, this is what we call the class. And in this table, we have 12 classes. In the left side is what we call the lower class boundary. And in the right side is what we call the upper class boundary. Next, we will try to make a histogram. A histogram provides a pictorial view of how data are distributed. In the x-axis, we will write down the time it requires for the subscribers to download the file. In the y-axis, we will write down how many persons did downloaded the file in specific time. So this is the final result of the graph. In the graph, the height of each bar of the histogram indicates how many subscribers experience the download times shown by the class on the base of the bar. Let's proceed to the relative frequency distribution that listed the percent of data in each class. One advantage of using a relative frequency distribution instead of group frequency distribution is that there is a direct correspondence between the percent value of the relative frequency distribution and probabilities. And now we will try to solve the relative frequency distribution. So this is our group frequency distribution. To solve the relative frequency distribution, we need to add all the numbers of the subscribers from the group frequency distribution. 6 plus 17 plus 43 plus 92 plus 151 plus 192 plus 190 plus 149 plus 90 plus 45 plus 15 and plus 10 is equal to 1000. So that is what we need. And next, let's divide the number of subscribers in each download time. First, 6 divided by 1000 is equal to 0.006 or 0.6%. Next, 17 divided by 1000 is equal to 0.017 or 1.7, and so on. To know if we are on correct direction, try to add the relative frequency distribution. From 0 to 0.006 to 0.010 is equal to 1. So we are on correct direction. To determine the problem, we needed to use the relative frequency distribution. Determine the A. Percent of subscribers who required at least 25 seconds to download the file. B. Probability that the subscriber chosen at random will require at least 5 seconds but less than 20 seconds to download the file. To determine the problem A, we need to find where is 25 seconds. And there is it. So it says that at least 25 seconds. So the 25 seconds to 60 seconds is what we needed to add. From 19.2 to 1.0 is equal to 69.1%. So the answer for the letter A is, thus the percent of subscribers who required at least 25 seconds to download the file is 69.1%. So let's proceed to the problem B. It says that we needed to find what is in between of 5 seconds from the lower boundary and 20 seconds from the upper boundary. So what we need to add is 1.7 to 9.2, and that is equal to 15.2%. And it also says that we need to look for probability. So we need to make 15.2 into decimal, and that is 0.152. So the answer for the letter B is, thus the percent of subscriber who required at least 5 seconds but less than 20 seconds to download the file is 15.2%. The probability that a subscriber chosen at random will require at least 5 seconds but less than 20 seconds to download the file is 0.152. Now we're on normal distribution and the empirical rule. A normal distribution forms a bell-shaped curve that is symmetric about a vertical line through the mean of the data. Properties of a normal distribution. Every normal distribution has the following properties. The graph is symmetric about a vertical line through the mean of the distribution. The mean, median, and mode are equal. The y value of each point on the curve is the percent expressed as decimal of the data at the corresponding value. Areas under the curve that are symmetric about the mean are equal. The total area under the curve is 1. So this is the empirical rule, or the 68, 95, 99.7 rule. So let's solve the application. Assume that the mean weight of 1-year-old girls in US is normally distributed with a mean of about 1.5 kg, with a standard deviation of approximately 1.1 kg. Letter A. Less than 8.4 kg. Letter B. Between 7.3 kg and 11.7 kg. Letter C. More than 12.8 kg. So our mean is 9.5 kg and the standard deviation is 1.1 kg. So in this problem, we can use the empirical rule or the 68, 95, 99 rule. First, let's make a curve and make the mean. So first, let's solve what is above the mean. So our mean is 9 kg. So 9.5 kg plus 1.1 is 10.6. So one standard deviation above the mean is 10.6. And next, 9.5 plus 2.2 is equal to 11.7. So 2 standard deviation above the mean is 11.7. And last, 9.5 plus 3.3 is equal to 12.8. So 3 standard deviation above the mean is 12.8. And now let's solve what's below the mean. 9.5 minus 1.1 is equal to 8.4. 1 standard deviation is equal to 8.4. And next, 9.5 minus 2.2 is equal to 7.3. So 2 standard deviation below the is equal to 7.3. And last, 9.5 minus 3.3 is equal to 6.2. So 3 standard deviation below the mean is equal to 6.2. So this is what we're going to use. First, let's solve the letter A problem. A. Less than 8.4 kg. So first, let's find where is 8.4. So this is 8.4. To solve the problem, we need to determine it first. So how can we figure out the area? So this right here is about 68%. So how many percent remains in this area? So 100% minus 68% is equal to 32. So we have 2 tails. So we needed to divide it into 2. So 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16%. So the answer for the letter A is 16%. Next, the problem or the letter B between 7.3 kg and 11.7. So getting back in this example, so we already have an answer, and that is 95%. So the answer for the letter B is 95%. And now The last problem, letter C. More than 12.8 kilograms. The 12.8 is 3 standard deviation above the mean. To solve the problem, we need to know what is 3 standard deviation below the mean, and that is 6.2. From 6.2 to 12.8, the percentage is 99.7%. So let's subtract it from 100, and that is equal to 0.3%. So we have 2 tails, so we need to divide it into 2. So that is equal to 0.15%. So the answer for the letter C is 0.15%. And that's all. I hope you understand something from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to share to you what is standard normal distribution is about, how to get a z-scores, and how to use a z-table. But before that, by the way, my name is Mia Chinta Bilit, a BS Psychology student, first year from Group 2.
The standard normal distribution is the normal distribution that has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1.
Standard normal distribution has properties. First, it is a bell-shaped curve. Second, it is symmetrical, unimodal, and asymptotic to the horizontal axis. Third, the area between the curve and horizontal axis is equal to 1. Fourth, half of the area is above the mean, and the remaining half is below the mean. And fifth, a normal standard deviation is determined by 2 parameters, the mean and the standard deviation. When you standardize a normal distribution, the mean becomes 0 and the standard deviation becomes 1. Standard normal distribution is often helpful to convert data values x to z-scores, as well as we did in previous section by using the z-scores formula. So how to calculate a z-scores? To standardize a value from a normal distribution, connect the individual value into a z-scores. So first, subtract the mean from your individual value. Second, divide the difference by the standard deviation. So here's the formula. We have z is equal to x minus mean divided by standard deviation. X means individual value, m represents mean, and sigma represents standard deviation.
So example, scores on an exam are normally distributed with a mean of 65 and the standard deviation of 9. So fill the percent of the scores. We have here letter A less than 54. So the value of our x is 54. So to solve this, we have to recall the formula for the z-scores. We have here z is equal to x minus mu divided by into sigma. So we have here 64, which is the value of our x, minus 65, which is our mean, and divided by into 9, which is our standard deviation, is equal to negative 1.22. So once we have a z-score, we can look up to our z-table. So our z-table here has a positive and has a negative z-score. To find the corresponding area under the curve for a z-score, first, go down to the row with the first 2 digits of your z-scores. Second, go across to the column with the same 3rd digit of your z-scores. Then find the value at the intersection of the row and column. So we have here negative 1.2, which is the first 2 digits of our z-scores. Then we have here 0.02, which is the same 3rd digit of our z-score. So find the value of intersection of the row and column. So the intersection of negative 1.2 and 0.02 is 0.1112. So in this normal curve for our z-score, it's negative 1.22.
The area here is 0.1112 or 11.12%. So letter B, at least 80. So again, recall the formula for the z-score. So here, z is equal to x minus mu divided by into sigma. So we have here 80 minus 65 divided by into 9 is equal to 1.67. So again, look up for the Z table. Since our answer or our Z-score is 1.67, then go for our positive Z table. We have here 1.6 and 0.007, then find their intersection. So their intersection is 0.9525, which is the area here. Then we will subtract it from 1 since the total area under the curve is 1. So therefore, 1 minus 0.9525 is equal to 0.0475. Another example, letter C, between 70 and 86. So here, una natin kukunan ng z-scores is ang 70. So again, recall the formula we have here. So the value of our x is 70 minus mean, which is 65, and divided by into sigma, which is our standard deviation, is 9, is equal to 0.56. So again, once we have our z-scores, we can look up to our z table. So since our z-scores is 0.56, we can look up to our positive z table. We have here 0.5 and 0.06. Then, hahanapin natin ang intersection ng 0.5 and 0.6. So, intersection nila ay 0.7123. Since meron ng z-score ang 70, ngayon hahanapin naman natin ang z-score for 86. So again, recall the formula for the z-scores. We have here 86, which is the value of our x, minus mu, which is 65, which is our mean, and divided by into sigma, or our standard deviation, which is 9, is equal to 2.33. We have here 2.3 and 0.03. Again, hanapin natin ang intersection ng dalawa. We have here 0.9901. On the z table, the area of 2.33 is 0.9901 and the area of 0.56 on the z table is 0.123. On finding the area between two scores, we subtract the smaller area from the larger area. So therefore, 0.9901 minus 0.7123 is equal to 0.2778. To conclude this video, if finding area that less than the area in the table is the answer. If you want to find greater area, do 1 minus the area from the table. And if you want to find area between two scores, then subtract the bigger area to smaller area.
Stay tuned everyone, and we will come back after this commercial break.
Makita lang kitang may ngiti sa mata, makitang okay ka, ako ay okay na. Makita lang kita, ako'y sumasaya, basta't kausap kita, basta't kasama kita. Kita kits with McDo. Ilang oras man ang hingin mo sa'kin, bakit hindi kung aking kakayanin? Bawat hilingin ay aking gagawin kung aking kakayanin. Kita kits with McDo. Makita lang kitang may ngiti sa mata, makitang okay ka, ako'y okay na. Hinihingi mo lang naman sa akin kung aking kakayanin. Kita kits with McDo.
So hi guys, I'm John Paul C. Dilawangan. So for this video, I'm gonna talk about the linear regression. So what is linear regression? So it's a way to model a relationship between two sets of variables. So that variables are independent and dependent variable which are represented by x and y. For other is a type of regression that consists of finding the best fitting straight line on a scatter plot of same data. So let's proceed for the example. So here, our example. A geologist might want to know whether there is a relationship between the duration of a second eruption of a geyser and the time between eruptions. If the time between two eruptions is 200 seconds, then what is the estimated duration of the second eruption? So here is our collected data. So if the data involving two variables is what we called bivariate or bivariate data. So here in the first one, so in the first box is the time between eruptions, which this represents our x, and the second one is the duration of eruption, which is our y. So since we already collect data, we go proceed to showing the scatter diagram or scatter plot. So here, our scatter diagram or scatter plot. So as we can see, the first, we have this, the diagram shows the relationship of our example to the line. Okay, so nakikita nyo dito na may mga plots na ginawa tayo dito. So itong mga plots na ito ay galing sa table na nakolect natin kanina, which is this. Then, in linear regression is sumahanap tayo ng linya na kung saan yun yung magre-represent as a basis for our linear regression. So, may mga maraming possible lines na maaari kang ma-create, but we need to find which of the lines best fit of the data. So as we can see here, because I am sure that the points, the distance of the points to the line is somehow equal to each other. So that's it. Okay, so before I show to you guys the formula for the least square line, is gusto ko lang po sanang mag-sorry kung nakakarinig kayo ng manok ng tilaok dahil ayaw talaga makisama. So, pasensya na po. So, by the way, let's proceed for the formula for the least square line. So, here. So, the formula for our least square lines is y hat is equals to ax plus b, where a represents our slope and the coefficient of x, and b is our y-intercept, where the slope and y-intercept has or have a formula. So for this, the formula for the slope is a is equal to n times the summation of xy minus summation of x times summation of y divided by n times the summation of x squared minus the square of summation of x. And for our y-intercept, is b is equals to median y minus the answer from our slope and times x or median x. So before we proceed to solving the slope, is kailangan muna nating hanapin yung summation nito. So alam naman natin ang iba sa atin, alam na kung paano kunin yung summation, and for others na hindi, ipapagata ko sa inyo. So the easy way or way of finding the summation is gagamitin natin yung least square method. So here, so in least square method is gagawa tayo ng table with 4 columns. So which is the first column is x, y, x and y, or xy, and x squared. So in x and y, dahil may data na dito, itong mga data na ito ay nakuha natin dun sa data na nasa example. Here, this is our x and this is our y. So proceed na tayo sa pagkuha ng xy. Sa pagkuha ng xy, ang gagawin natin ay ita-times natin yung number ng x at yung nasa y. So here, like 272 272 times 89 is equals to 24,208. 227 times 79 is equals to 17,933. So, yun, nakuha na natin yung mga ng xy. Is proceed na tayo sa pagkuha ng x squared. So, madali lang ito guys. Ang gagawin natin is times lang natin by itself yung mga numbers na nandito sa column ng x. So, like 272 squared or 272 times 272 is equals to 73,984. So, ayan. Then, 227 squared or 227 times 227 is equals to 51,529. So on and so forth. So, 237, ganun din. So, ayan. Nakuha na natin lahat ng values ng nasa x squared. So, proceed na tayo sa paghanap ng summation. So, para makuha itong mga summation na ito, ang gagawin natin is kada column ay ipa-plus natin sila sa kanilang designated column. So, in finding the summation of x is i-add natin ito lahat. So, 272 plus 227 plus 237 plus 238 plus 203 plus 270 plus 218 plus 226 plus 250 and plus 245 is equals to 2,386. So, isusulat natin dito. Ganun din dito. So, kapag i-add natin ito siya, makakuha tayo ng sagot na 822. Here, if i-add din natin ito lahat, makakuha tayo ng sagot na 196,686. Same as here. Na makukuha nating sagot ay 573,560. So, ayan. Nakuha na natin yung summation. So, magagamit na natin yung formula ng slope o yung dun sa A natin. But before that, ilalagay muna natin dito siya to use as our basis para hindi tayo malito. So, our summation of x is 2,386. Summation of y is 822. Summation of xy is 196,636. Here, and our summation of x squared is 573,560. And our n is 10. Why 10? Dahil yung nasa data natin is 10 lahat ng given pairs. So, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yun yung our n. Hindi dahil nakuha na natin siya, sabi ko kanina, dahil nakuha na natin siya, pwede na nating magamit yung formula ng slope, which is this. So, let's proceed for solving. So, like, solution first para makita natin. So, kakapihin muna natin yung formula para hindi tayo mahirapan at hindi rin tayo malito. So, yun, like this. So, copy mo na. Okay, copy mo na yung formula. So, ayan. Nakapin na natin yung formula. So, proceed na tayo sa pag-designate nitong mga values na ito sa formula or substitution. So, this equals. So, our n is, tabi mo na ito. So, our n is 10. So, lagay natin n is 10. open and close parenthesis. So our summation of x and y is 196,636 minus our summation of x is 2,000. Okay, 2,386, and our summation of y is 822. Then divided by n is 10. Our summation of x squared is here, or this, 573,560. Our summation of x is 2,386 squared. So guys, magkaiba itong dalawa. Okay? Magkaiba yan. So dahil na-substitute na natin yung mga value sa formula, so let's go to calculating. So 10 times 196,636 minus 2,386 times 822, ay makukuha tayo ng sagot na 5,068. Okay, so dito naman tayo sa baba. But before that, isusolve muna natin ito. So, ita-times muna natin to siya by itself. So, 2,386 times 2,386 or 2,386 sa calculator nyo, 2,386 squared. So, makakuha tayo ng sagot na 5,692,996. Then, to. Times naman natin siya. 10 times 573,560 natin and is equals to 5,735,600. So here, then continue calculating. So ikakopy na lang natin itong nasa taas, so which is 5,068. Then 5,735,600 minus 5,692,996 is equals to 42,604. Then 5,068 divided by 42,604, so is equals to 0.118955966. So here is our A or slope. I guess. Then let's proceed for getting the y-intercept. So this is may mga here ipapakita ko sa inyo is pwede tayong gumamit ng median line to get the values of median y and median x. Then yun yung gagamitin natin to solve the y-intercept. But may mga other formula naman sa pagkuha ng y-intercept. So first muna, isahanapin muna natin yung values ng median x and y. So here is the formula for our median x. Yan. So summation of x divided by n. So this is the formula for median x. And formula for our median y is median y is equals to summation of y divided by n. So here is the formula for our median x and the formula for our median y. So proceed tayo sa pagkuha ng median x. So sa pagkuha ng median x, dahil nandito naman din yung kwan, so madali na lang din ito sa atin. So copy. So copy the median x. So our summation of x is 2,386. And copy our n. And n is 10. So 2,386 divided by 10 is equals to 238.6. So here our median x, and for our median y is our summation of y is 822, and our n is 10. So 822 divided by 10 is equals to 82.2. So here our median y. So nakuha na natin yung values for our median x and median y. So magagamit na natin yung y-intercept. So the formula for our y-intercept is b is equals to median y minus the answer from our slope times the median x. Dahil nakuha na natin ito, so kakopy na lang natin yung mga sagot na nakuha natin. So b is equals to our median y is 82.2 minus the answer from our slope, where our a is 0.118955 so 9666 times our median x. So our median x is 238.6. So proceed tayo sa pag-solve. So 82.2 minus 0.1189559666 times 238.6 is equals to 53.8171.067. So here our y-intercept. So kanina, ang formula nga ng, sabi ko nga, ang formula ng ating least square lines is y hat is equals to ax plus b. So pwede na nating makita ang a at b. So our a is 0.1189559666x plus our b is 53.8171.0637. So here is our least square line or tinatawag na regression equation. So let's go back to the example. Okay, so here our example. As you can see, meron tayong question na if the time between two eruptions is 200 seconds, then what is the estimated duration of the second eruption? Yan. So dahil nahanap nga natin yung regression equation or least square lines, so pwede na nating mahanap yung estimated duration of the second eruption. So ito, gagawin natin is kakapihin na lang natin yung nakuha nating least square line or regression equation. So 0.1189559666, then our x is papalitan natin ng 200. So 200 plus our y-intercept is 53.8171.0637. So let's do the calculating. So 0.1189559666 times 200 plus 53.81710637 is equals to 77.68. But dahil nga hinahanap is estimated duration of the second eruption and ang nakita natin sa table is whole number, so papalitan natin ng whole number yung answer natin. So our 77.608 is 78. So yun na nga. So means that the estimated duration of the second eruption is 78. So let's go back to the question is, according to the geologists, if mayroon daw relationship yung duration of a second eruption and the time between eruption, then the answer is yes. It's because kung malalaman natin yung estimated duration ng second eruption dahil na-predict niya yung 200 seconds. Yan. So, if there are any clarification or queries, then just message me so that I could help you for your question. So thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, this is by Queen Ahmad, and this time I will discuss all about linear correlation coefficient. When we say correlation, the degree of relationship between the variables under consideration is measured through the correlation analysis. The measure of correlation is called the correlation coefficient. And the last one, the degree of relationship is expressed by coefficient which range from correlation. So ang range po ng correlation natin is from -1 up to +1. So doon lang po dapat papasok yung mga values ng ating R pag nag-compute po tayo mamaya from -1 up to +1. So next, what are the purposes of correlation analysis? So bakit ba natin pinag-aaralan or dapat pag-aralan yung correlation analysis? So first, we use correlation analysis to discover whether there is a relationship between variables. So yung mga variables po natin, for example, yung x and y ay may relationship sa isa't isa. Another is to find out the direction of the relationship, whether it is positive, negative, or zero. Last one, to find the strength of the relationship between the two variables. So yung relationship ba nila is strong or weak? So we have different types of correlation, but ang gagamitin natin ngayon ay ang person-product correlation coefficient. So, ito yung commonly and widely used correlation. So, when we say person-product correlation coefficient, denoted by R, measure the strength of the linear relationship. To find R, the following formula is to be used. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula, of course, itong kay person-product correlation coefficient. So, R is equal to N times summation of XY. So, ang pagbasa dito is summation, ibig sabihin yung total kapag pinag-add. Minus summation of X times summation of Y all over the square root of N times the summation of X squared minus summation of X squared multiplied the product of N. Summation of Y squared minus summation of Y squared. Mukha lang mahaba yung formula, pero pagka may mga values na yan mamaya, sinasubstitute lang yan and then apply the operation. So, ano nga ba itong si N? Where N is a number of paired values. Sum of X values, sum of Y values, sum of the products of paired values X and Y, sum of squared X values, and sum of squared Y values. So, another is may makikita tayong table dito. Ayan. So, eto kasi meron tayong values of R kapag yung sagot natin ay saan ba papasok dito sa mga range na to. And then, meron kasi siyang interpretation. So, ito yung strength of correlation. For example, sa final answer mo, ang R na nakuha mo ay positive 1. Ang interpretation nun, there is the perfect positive correlation. Kapag naman yung sagot mo is pumasok sa positive 0.71 to positive 0.99, meron siyang strong positive correlation. So, ganun lang po yung gagawin natin. Let's proceed to the example 1. Number 1. The table below shows the time in hours spent studying of 6 college students and their scores on a test. Solve for person-product correlation coefficient. So again, meron tayong 6 na college students. So ang N natin ay 6. Siya na po yung automatic na N kasi we have 6 college students. And si N naman, kung ilan yung column dito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yun na po yung kung ilan yung tinutukoy or ilan yung involved. So, let's proceed to the solution. Yan. The first step sa solution is gumawa tayo ng table. So, yan na po yung table. So, X. Ayan yung X. I-arrange mo lang ulit. Tapos, dito naman yung Y. Makikita natin dito, xy, x squared, and y squared. So, dito sa column na to, kokopyahin lang natin yung dito, yung x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, susulat lang natin dito sa x na to pababa. So, ayan. Tapos ko na. Sinulat ko na kanina. Then, next, we have y values. Ito naman po. So, ganun pa rin po. Same pa rin po ng location. Yan po yung y. 5, y values. 5, 10, 15, 15, 25, 35. So, ikakopy mo lang yan siya. Then, ilalagay mo dito sa y. Yan pababa. Then, sa XY naman po. Dito sa table ng XY. So, what do you mean by XY? X times Y. Yes. Ipag-multiply lang natin yung X and Y, yung magkatapat dito na 1 and 5. Ayan po. 1 times 5 equals 5. 2 times 10, 20. 3 times 15, 45, 4 times 15, 60, 5 times 25, 125, and 6 times 35, 210, or 210. So, yun ang ating XY. Next naman natin na column is ang x squared. Yan. So, ano naman ang ibig sabihin ng x squared? So, since yung x squared, dito naman tayo titingin sa x, i-multiply mo lang siya sa sarili niya. Yes. 1 times 1, ganon, then 1. Sulat mo lang dyan sa x squared, 1. 2 times 2, 4. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25, and 6 times 6, 36. Yan. So, last na column natin, kung may x squared, of course, meron din tayong y squared. So, si y squared naman, kay y tayo titingin. Yes, i-multiply mo lang siya sa sarili niya. So, 5 times 5, 25. So, ilagay mo lang sa y squared dyan sa dulo. 10 times 10, 100. 15 times 15, 225. Same lang din sila dyan. Then, 25 times 25, 625. And 35 times 35, 1,225. So, itong column na to, ito total natin yung mga numbers na yan. For example, yung x, i-add mo yan lahat. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So, makukuha natin, so, the summation of x, when you say summation of x, i-total lang natin si x. So, ito po yung summation of x. So, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is equals to 21. So, ganun rin po yung gagawin natin dito sa y. Yes. Yung summation of y, i-add naman natin yung mga y. So, pag in-add natin ito lahat, we have 105. Next naman natin na i-add is yung summation of xy. I-total naman natin, we have 465. So, summation naman ng x squared, pag in-add natin to lahat, ng makukuha natin is 91. Next, last one, pag in-add naman natin yung summation of y squared, we have 2,425. So, dahil natapos na natin yung mga total, i-apply naman natin siya sa formula. So, ito yung pinakita kong formula kanina. So, i-apply lang natin siya dito. Yes, i-substitute lang natin yung mga values na yan. So, again, kanina we have 6 college students. So, ang N natin, we have 6. Then, isusulat lang natin dito. Isa-substitute lang natin ang N ay 6. Summation of xy. So, yung summation ng xy is 465. Minus summation of x. So, ayan po yung summation of x, 21. Then, summation of y. So, dyan po makikita yung summation of y, 105. All over square root of n. Yung n is 6 times summation ni x squared. So, dun po makikita 91. Ay, ba't ganun? So, summation of x minus natin siya. 21 squared then yung n 6 yung summation ng y squared we have 2,425 minus summation of y we have 105 squared is equals to, so unahin natin to, 6 times 465 we have 2,790 minus 21 times 105 is 2,205 all over ang gagawin natin dito, square root of 6 square root of 6 times 91. We have 546. So naka-parenthesis minus 21 squared means 21 times 21 is 441. Times, we have 6 times 2,425 is 14,550 minus 105 square. So means 105 times 105. So we have 11,025. So equals 2,790 minus 2,205. We got 585 over square root of, ibig sabihin yan, 546 minus 441. So, yung sagot mo dito, ita-times mo sa sagot na 14,550 minus 11,025. Again, 2,790 minus 2,205 is 585. So, dito naman, ipag-minus mo yung dalawang to, then kunin mo naman yung sagot. So, 546 minus 441 is equals to 105. Tapos, ipag-minus mo rin itong dalawang to, 14,550 minus 11,025. Yung sagot dito is 3,525. Kaya naka-parenthesis, ibig sabihin yung sagot is i-multiply. 105 multiply 3,525. So, 370,125. So, i-calculate nyo lang kung tama. And then, sa calculator, pwede mo na itong i-diretso. Itong 585 divide 370,125. Ang makukuhang sagot natin dyan sa calculator ay 0.96157. Pero, i-round off natin yan into decimal places. So, hanggang dito lang po sa kay 6. Kasi since 1 yung katabi ni 6, is magstay lang yung 6 dito. Then, magiging 0.96. So, yun na po yung pinaka-final na answer. Then after nun, so balik ka sa table na pinakita ko kanina. So eto yun siya. And hanapin mo yung sagot natin na 0.96. So positive siya kasi wala naman nakalagay na negative. So yung 0.96 pasok siya sa positive 0.71 to 0.99. Therefore, there is a strong positive correlation. So for your conclusion, therefore, it indicates that there is a strong positive correlation. So, relationship nung problem natin as yung relationship ng time in hours spent studying and then yung score sa test ay may strong positive relationship. Therefore, malaki talaga yung effect na mas mahabang time na nag-aaral ka, mas mataas yung score na makukuha mo sa exam. And there is a strong positive correlation. Sobrang strong yung relationship nila. Sana all strong. So, that's all. Thank you.
And that's all for our reporting for this day, and I want to acknowledge the reporters. You did a good job. Thank you very much. Again, I am Johan David Markkanen, and this is the Mind Blowing Show.